Welcome back to part 3 of my top 100 games. Today we're looking at numbers 80 through 71. So, let's dive in, see what we have to offer. A lot of shorter games here, fun games, lighter fare. Alright, first up, number 80, Settlers of Catan. Now, I know what you're going, really? Catan? Hasn't that been played out? Yeah, kind of. Two things, though, that make this game still make my top 100. One, Star Trek Catan, base game, but you get special powers with the crew members. Let you do special abilities. That really changes up the game, gives you different things to do, and that's a lot of fun. Two, Cities and Knights. Base game plus Cities and Knights, Seafarers in the mix here and there. That's how I learned Catan. I didn't learn base Catan until well over a year of playing normal Settlers. And for me, that made a very engaging game. A lot of 4 or 5 player games, actually even 6 player games. Yes, they're longer, but they're also a lot more player interaction, a lot of trading, a lot of going, you're in my way, you're blocking me, but also a lot more open map. And yeah, when you're playing to have fun and you're playing to win and you lose like 25 games in a row before you ever win one, victory tastes really, really sweet. A little bit of nostalgia, but still a game that's fun for me. And if somebody says, hey, you want to play Catan? I'll go, I'll probably play it. So that's why that's still on the list. Number 79, Acquire. Yes, another old game. But this is one that is completely different. We've got stocks, we've got trading, we've got tile placement, movement, mergers, figuring out money management, because money is super tight in this game. If you don't have the right stocks, get your companies bought out so you get cash when you want it, you're in a world of hurt. You got to know when to get stock, when to hold on to your cash, when to perform those mergers, when not to, when does it benefit you, when to hold them, when to fold them. And that's a great avenue, great balance to go down. And that's why Acquire is on the list. Even though I don't play it a ton, I really love what it has to offer. Number 78, Colt Express. This is another Spiel des Jahres winner. And I was a little surprised that it won, because it was up against some really good games that I knew at the time. I hadn't played Colt Express when it won, but I rectified that. And it's a game I don't own, but a good buddy in the game group does. And I have so much fun playing this. I've only played it a handful of times, but each time I play it, I figure out different things that I want to do, different things I want to try out. And there's so much interaction of going, okay, if I move here, maybe you moved there because you got to play your card face down, and I'm going to punch you, but maybe I'm punching the air, or maybe I'm going to shoot, but oh, you moved into my car, you moved up, and now I'm shooting nothing, so I wasted my turn. But every once in a while, it all comes together, and it works out, and the plan just coalesces. And when that happens, it's magical. And when it doesn't, it's awesome, because you're like, it's a game that's a ton of fun. Get 5-6 people together, have a blast with it. It's crazy. The expansion is messy as all get out, but I still love what it adds to the game. Play it with experienced people, not with newbies, because that's just bad news. But Colt Express, fun game, lighter game, but you get a group of gamers together and you can have a blast with it. Number 77, Dead of Winter. Give me a trader. Just once. I don't even need to be the traitor. The betrayer, technically. I just want to see it. This game is hard. This game interjects that dilemma of, if I can't accomplish my goal, Do I still want to see the win? Yeah, I think so. Because winning is really tough, even if you can't get your goal. I like Dead of Winter. I like the scenarios. I'm not a huge zombie fan. It's not my forte. But I can't deny what Dead of Winter brings to the table is a really enjoyable game, a really fun game, and a game that makes people think and question the motives of, are you the betrayer? You the traitor? Or are you just doing that because it fits your objective? Or do you just not have that card that we need? The answer could be yes. All of the above. So, Dead of Winter, really fun. Not the fastest game out there, but worthwhile. Number 76. This game is bonkers. Now, I can feel the judgment coming. I know I'm just looking into a camera and talking, but I can feel the judgment. Yes, it's a roll and move game. Yes, it's a tile placement game. Yes, this game is old and you can't really find it. But the people I play it with just turn it into fun. When you score a point, we all just shout, "Score!" And you go around and you keep going, "Oh, double sixes, score!" Go to lose. You make it silly fun. And when you have silly fun, it embodies what games should be. Games are meant to be fun. And yeah, the mechanics here aren't amazing. But you take 3 or 4 people and you play Bonkers and people have fun with it. And it's a great filler game. It's 20 to 30 minutes of just going around, doing some quick movement of pieces, and you have a blast with it. So, yeah, it's not the most gamery game. But I'm okay with that. Because the fun quotient here is awesome. Number 75, Lost Cities. This is another slightly older game. 99, I believe. Card drafting. Well, not really drafting, but card placement and order matters. And Reiner Knizia scoring in that you score nothing until you place a card there. And then once you place a card, it's negative 20. So you better have a lot of cards of that color so you don't lose points in that color. And the more you place, the better off you are. And then there's multipliers. But you have to place the multipliers first. And once you place a 5, you can't place a 4, 3, or 2. You can only go higher. So, it's there. Yes, there's luck in terms of what you draw. Are there games with better mechanics? Yeah, probably. Actually, definitely. But the game's fun. And I've played matches where we kept track over time and we played to 500 points. And it came down to a very close game. We finished a game and it was like 495 to 486. So we had to play one more match. And it was the deciding match. And the person at 480 came back and won. And we saw wild swings. I think at one point somebody was up by more than 100. And you close the gap. Any one game can be crazy different points, but you play enough games and it all seems to work out. So, Lost Cities, fun, not the most challenging, but a very good 2-player game. And when 2 people have played it a bunch, it seems to work out pretty well. So, that's why I like Lost Cities. Number 74, Coup and Coup Rebellion. I have to put both of these games together because they feel so very similar. And Coup Rebellion essentially feels like Coup just done with a little different twist. I can't differentiate the two in my mind. I even store them in the same Coup Rebellion box. Base Coup is really good. I like it. what I like about Coup Rebellion is that any given game is different. And this is a pattern that I'm noticing. I like variable powers. So, Coup, for anyone that doesn't know, is a game all about figuring out what other players' roles are, using your roles to do certain actions, and being able to bluff actions you don't have, and calling people out when they bluff. And if you're right, they lose a card, and if you're wrong and they were actually telling the truth, then you lose a card. So it's kind of risk reward. How well do you read people, and when do you lie and when do you tell the truth? You can certainly spend the entire game telling the truth, and that will work, but it doesn't exactly put you in the best game position all of the time. So, Coup, it's a game that I can play with a lot of different people. Some people really take to it because they are good at bluffing and knowing the difference of, hey, I can lie in a game and that doesn't mean anything. Some people don't, and that's okay. But Coup is a lot of fun. Probably should be higher on my list. I'm not sure why it's down this far, but is what it is. A lot of fun. 73, Catacombs. Alright, this is a game that a lot of people probably have not heard about, but it is an awesome game. It's a dungeon crawl. It's a one versus the rest, but it's done with flicking discs. And you flick discs into other discs to do damage to them. So it's a dungeon crawl dexterity game. And if that sounds like the weirdest combination, you're absolutely right. But my goodness, it is a ton of fun. And I love being the game master or the dungeon master. And you play it at the point where you're guiding the players to get to the final room. And then what happens in the final room, win or lose, you have fun. So you don't really want to kill them before the final room. You just kind of get them there and see what happens. There's a point where it's, hey, I could kind of beat you down, but I may not go for that. And you have some amazing opportunities to get really good shots in this game. The ricochet shots are fantastic. But then there's also the times where you flick a disc and you think it's going to go all the way across the board and it goes like a quarter of an inch. And you're like, I completely whiffed. Yeah. Catacombs. A lot of fun. Very frustrating. But always a ton of laughs. Number 72. Cant Stop. And when I say that, I actually mean that I can't stop. Because I push my luck in this game. And I push my luck in this game. And I push my luck in this game. I do eventually stop. But I bomb it more times than not. Yeah. Cant Stop is roll 4 dice. Pair them off however you want. You get 3 markers on a board. 6s, 7s, 8s obviously take more than 2s and 12s. And you go up a marker. And your goal is to get 3 categories and then you win. It's pretty simple, but it's a gigantic push your luck. So, a lot of fun. You could make it at home if you really wanted to, but better to get it as an actual game because then you have the board, cool pieces. I've played on my friend's copy back from like the 80s or 90s, and that's a lot of fun. So, Cant Stop. Good game. And the last game for this video is number 71, Quicks. It's another dice game. It's another make pairs of dice and get the numbers together. And I like it just a little bit more than Cant Stop because it's not push your luck. It's make mathematical pairs. And it follows that Lost Cities dynamic of once you make a mark, you can't mark to the left. And that's good fun. It's one of the very few games that I've been able to play with my sister, and she's actually asked to play on her own without me prompting. Not recently, but when I first got it, she was like, "That's really cool. I like it." And much to my chagrin, she still holds the high score. Yeah, 130 points. I thought I did well when I had 121 in that game, and I did, but she beat me. Quicks, a lot of fun. Number dice, interesting scoring, but yeah, tough, tough opponents, and good, really good filler game. So I like what's there, and it's easy to teach, keeps people entertained, and play it once, play it twice. People want to just keep playing it. That's what I get whenever I bring quicks out. So, all right, guys. Thank you so much for watching part 3 of my top 100. These are coming out every day, so stay tuned. And until next time, we'll see you around the shipyard. Take care, guys.